Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crockett Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I got my man in the building, Donovan Sadiq, the Queen, Demetra K, and I am the 5-star general. It must be Fashion Week in Houston because somebody got a problem with what people wear. It's the world famous turkey leg hut, and they changed their dress code. And tonight we gonna talk about it. We want to be interactive, so we want to hear what y'all got to say too. Y'all ready? Let's go. Say, my friends, I want to thank you for taking the time out to tune in, because without you guys, we would not have a show. And it's been a great weekend. Got a chance to honor a bunch of Hall of Famers from Jackie A. Senior High School. And say, man, it was just beautiful to see them people. And I tell you something, you say what you want about them Yates Lions. Rain, sleet, or snow, they gonna be there. And they was there. So it was good to hang out with them. Some of them made the NFL. Reggie Dixon was a globetrotter for 11 years. So it was just good to hang out with them, man. And remember, on the 31st of July, we're going to have what we call a peace summit, community meeting, roundtable discussion. Because some of y'all are sick and tired of the violence. Well, when you get sick and tired of something, you do something about it. So we'll look at y'all on the 31st. What's going on, Donovan?
All right, you guys, it's the start of another week. Welcome to the War Zone. You guys made it through the weekend. You didn't get killed, didn't get arrested. For Black folks, that's a good day. That's an excellent day. As you guys know in the news, Donald Trump, CFO, has been charged with the crime of not paying his taxes. Now, here's the big deal. He's making it sound like not paying your taxes is not a big deal. Well, when you don't pay the taxes, that means you don't support the troops. So if you don't support the troops, that means you're really not a very patriotic person now, are you? Because some of your taxes go to pay for the military that we have around the world defending your so-called freedom. So it looks like Donald Trump, who can't keep his damn mouth shut. This is why lawyers tell you when you get arrested or even detained, don't say nothing. This man is basically making the case for the district attorney to charge him. Now, you think this man's going to go to jail? No, he's not going to go to jail. He's going to be fined and all that other stuff and whatever, but he's not going to jail. But the point of the matter is there's two sets of laws. There's a set of laws for them and there's a set of laws for us. We got to know when to shut our mouths and keep our mouths shut and use the laws to our advantage, just like this clown is doing for his. But right now, that's all that's happening on the national thing. Before I even get started, out here in California, we got the news of an explosion happening right down there in Houston that happened. There was an explosion and there was another murder. So when California is getting the news, it's got to be something going on in Houston down there.
All right, now, so hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday night edition of the War Zone. Hope you guys are all doing great and fabulous and all of that. I ask that you guys would share this live so that everybody else can get the information and join in on the conversation. As you guys know, we are going to be talking about the turkey leg hut. The turkey leg hut is back in the news. You guys know they've been in the news in the past. Whether it was lawsuits or the neighbors wanting them to not have smoke coming out of their establishment, a whole host of other things. But anyway, they're back in the news because they have enforced a dress code because some people were showing up to the restaurant dressed less than. Now, you guys can interpret what less than is, but what I want to do is read to you exactly what they said on their post. I believe it was Friday. So it says, new dress code policy. Please know that we are a family-friendly restaurant that serves all ages from children to adults daily, and putting this dress code in place was necessary to ensure that all parties from our guests to our staff are dressed appropriately when in our establishment. Unfortunately, due to the attire of some guests, we were forced to put this new policy in place as we remain committed to ensuring all guests are comfortable with visiting us. We are not a club. We are a family-friendly restaurant, and we will continue to maintain our standards as we welcome everyone to the Turkey Leg Hut. We appreciate your cooperation and look forward to having you visit us. Now, some of the things on the dress code policy are as follows. No excessive revealing clothing, including distressed, ripped clothes. It says no obscene language or baggy clothing. No house attire, do-rags, and they say shower caps, but some people interpret that as a bonnet. No exposed undergarments, including sports bras, panties, or any other garments resembling those items. And of course, no swimwear. Now, that is the revised version of the original dress code policy that they put out. So it says in a revised version, the Houston Eatery removed the clause dictating all body parts must be completely covered, including cleavage, thighs, and buttocks, where they were added. And it says the only thing naked here is turkey legs and chicken and wings. So they took that part out, saying you have to be covered and all that. But they were standing 10 toes down on their policy. They say that their policy in no way, shape, or form is meant to offend anybody, but they want everybody to be able to come to the establishment and not have to be subjected to, the things that I just read. And so, of course, opinions are all over the place, whether they were right or whether they were wrong. And so we're going to get into that here.
Well, normally D, I grab a yak. I'm going to drink an old school Miller Lite on this one. Because it's bullshit. This is my opinion. It's not a reflection of Donovan and Dimitri. This is strictly the words of Gary Monroe. What I want to do is I want to share something with you. And then I want you to, Dimitri, I want you to look at that policy. And then I want you to tell me if it looks like that. Let me see if I can go in here. Let's go here. Bear with me, y'all. I'm old and I got to figure this out. All right, can you see that? Can y'all see that? Let me go in here and see if I can make it big. All right. Now, if you can see that picture right there. Let's go here. That may be a bigger picture. Can you see that? Is that bigger? There's nobody in this line that is in violation of the new policy. This is before you revise the policy. There's nobody in that line that's in violation of the new policy. Now, to be fair, I wanted to reach out to them. And let me stop the screen. Let me share this with you. And this is a text that I sent to one of the owners this morning. Let's see if I can get it up. This is the text that I sent. And as you can see on the text, because we want to give them an opportunity to say what they need to say. This is Gary Monroe on the War Zone. Out of respect to you, we will be discussing your dress code tonight on the show. Would you like to make an appearance? That invitation is extended to your wife. If not, can you make an official statement? And Lynn's official statement was a picture of a woman scantily dressed. This is my statement. This is why we do it, because we have no respect, because they have no respect and they come in the restaurant like this. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm going to call it bullshit. And you want to know why I'm going to call it bullshit? You say you're not a club, you're a family establishment. Is it true during the pandemic you extended your hours from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m.? You had the explicit rap music playing on the patio under the tents, as well as scantily dressed bartenders, and you stayed open till 4 a.m. with the music banging. Sound like a club to me. Now, if you're standing in the long, hot line, you can order you some Hennessy while you're standing on the in the line, which at the time was a violation of state alcohol laws, and somebody turned their eye blind to it. So my thing is this really about a dress code, or is it about what everybody else is saying? Remember, my comments are a reflection of me, not Donovan and Dimitri. Allegedly, this is not about a dress code. Allegedly, this is about infidelity in the toilet. This is about infidelity happening in a toilet. And the thing is, why take it out on the people that built your business? What I don't respect is the fact that if I put up videos right now, that line, you won't find anybody in violation of that line. I mean, in violation of that dress code, Donovan and Demetri. So you got the whole country thinking that black folk don't know how to show up at your restaurant dressed the right way, which is a damn lie. You didn't have a problem with the way they were dressing when you were trying to get them lines wrapped around the corner. You didn't have a problem with the way they were dressing when you were at that location prior. But now that you done got all the Negroes' money, maybe you fighting for diversity in a community that's being gentrified. I'll stop right there for right now.
Yes, that could be a very, very serious thing, because like I said, as a business expands and the community is becoming more and more gentrified, and the white folks come in and they say, oh my God, I just don't like the way those people are dressed, and I think it's very disrespectful from the way I was raised. And then a lot of owners of establishments, for some reason, they go away from what made them their money. So if your base of people is black people, and yeah, you know, you see the white people coming in every now and then, for some reason, we always cater to the other groups more so than our groups once we've established a guaranteed base, kind of like the Democratic Party. When you're like, and what I mean by that is this: the Democratic Party does this. They don't have to do anything for Negroes at all, because you're going to give them your vote no matter what. They're the only game in town, so they don't give a shit. And you know, and that's what I think is kind of happening in that situation. But in regards to selling alcohol, you're in an after hours establishment. I would kind of, in California, I would kind of call that like a lounge. If you're kind of doing that and you kind of hang out, and people hang out after hours, have a few drinks, maybe a couple of legs and all that other good stuff, that would be like a lounge. And so would I be surprised people are dressing a certain way after hours? Correct. But like you said in that picture, where they make most of their business and most of their business hours, I don't see too many people dressed like that during the business hours. I mean, that's just my opinion. We don't have a turkey leg out here in California yet, but I didn't see anything wrong in those pictures of anybody dressed inappropriately that would change so drastically the dress codes.
Well, I have an opinion on this, and it's not going to be a popular opinion, but I'm going to say right off the rip, I agree with the Turkey Leg Hut. Kudos to them for imposing some demands on the people that come into their restaurant. And why is it? Now, some of y'all may not like it, but why do we got to bow down to the niggas? Now, when I say the niggas, I'm talking about people who want to amen. People going into that restaurant half dressed and with all the nonsense. Now, I know somebody firsthand who went to the restaurant and said they saw all of that go on in that restaurant. Yeah, in that particular line, the picture we just saw, everybody seemed to have their clothes on. And then there's this other misnomer that, oh, those are the people that built that restaurant. Not everybody who goes to that restaurant goes half dressed with bonnets and white beaters and sagging. So let's cut that out, because all those particular people were not the only ones solely responsible for making that restaurant successful. And, you know, this is the other thing I don't understand. Y'all, and when I say y'all, anybody who thinks that what they're doing is austere as far as their dress code, y'all don't have a problem going to the white folks restaurant with clothes on. Matter of fact, you go to your closet and you pick out the best thing you can find, covered it all nice, and you posted it all on Instagram, and that not one ass cheek, titty, wife beater, none of that stuff is showing when you walk to see your ass up into Ruth Chris, Morton's, Lowry's, Steak 48. Y'all don't complain about you having to pay $100 per person just to walk yourself in that restaurant. But when the black man is asking you to be decent and in order, you want to buck the system. Why are we fighting so hard to do nigga shit. And I don't give a damn if they was fucking goats in the goddamn bathroom. That has nothing to do with them asking people to come in there and put some clothes on and act like you got some sense. We saw the other thing, that same thing in Dallas where a black man had a restaurant. He came out there cussing everybody out because they was twerking on his damn tables and all up on the walls with all other kind of people in the restaurant. And he said he asked them nicely to stop doing it, and they kept doing it anyway. So what is it about us as black people that want to take our own people to task when they ask us to be decently and in order? And the last thing I'm going to say is we so quick. We are so quick to want to boycott our own people, but not nan person that's mad about their dress code has went and shut them Indians down. You damn sure ain't shut the Asians down. You ain't going to shut the white man down, but you want to organize on your own people? Make it make sense.
The queen is entitled to her opinion. And tonight, her and 5 Star on opposite sides of the line. And I'm going to say this here. The narrative was spent because it needs to come from people that don't know the full story. So when you don't know the full story, you run with what you research or what you see. And not just Demetri, but anybody with what you see. So I ain't finna put up a picture. Let's put up a video. And let's see how bad these people are dressed in this line, and then I'll go back to what I gotta say.
Do you have to pay for parking during the day?
Yes. Okay, y'all, let me remove that. That was video. Totally different day. I didn't see one person that was out of pocket. The narrative has to be spent because of other things that are going on. I'm from 3rd Ward, Texas, and it's great to have a black-owned business in 3rd Ward that thrives. No doubt about it. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and let my people who go there every day be characterized, if I'm saying that right, y'all forgive me because of some words I slur in them, be put in a box. Hold on, something ain't right. Hold on, something ain't right. Okay, there we go. Be put in a box like they are disrespecting this man's establishment and this lady's establishment. You never had a problem with those people with the way that they dress from the old building to the new building. You never had a problem. So what happened? What really happened? And as far as paying the park, now me, I can eat anywhere I choose to eat. Fogo de Chao, steak 48, I can do all that. Mr. Monroe, have you ever been to Turkey Leg Hut? Are you hating on them? No, I don't eat turkey like that. I'm Mr. VIP. I'm not standing in no motherfucking line. I'm just as important as 50 Cent. I'm not standing in no goddamn line for no 2 hours to eat nowhere. And when I go to Steak 48, they don't charge me to park. No, but if that's the way they want to run their business, then if you cater to them and they cater to you, then God bless you. Keep going there. I'm telling you why I don't go. I'm not standing in no line for 2 hours, then sit up under no motherfucking Academy tent and have flies flying all around my motherfucking food. I'm not finna do it. But the bottom line is the narrative has been spent to make it look like these people have been coming here dressed any kind of way. So here's my question, Donovan. When 50 show up, when the babies show up, when the celebrities show up, and their entourage pants is hanging down to the ground, are you gonna ask them to leave? Because these Negroes don't come but maybe once or twice a year. But them people that come every day, you done put that dress code in place, but is it in place for your celebrity friends also?
That's a good question. And more so than likely, they won't say nothing to a 50 Cent or whoever this baby guy is or any of the.
Well, that's when you gonna have me out there with the motherfucking bullhorn, because you ain't gonna shit on us and think you ain't gonna shit on them.
Yeah, I mean, most likely, they wouldn't do that because those people are supposed to be dropping a lot of money into their establishment. But but I can see both sides of it. It is a conundrum that goes on, but it isn't like, okay, I don't know how long the Turkey Hut has existed, and I'm with Demetra, and yeah, they have a right to put their rules up and stuff like that, and I commend them for asking people to dress a little bit better or whatever. But again, on the 5-star side, it's like, well, the Turkey Hut didn't just appear. It's been there for a while, and you didn't have a problem with it until recently. So what drastically has changed recently to where they've done, oh, we got to change the dress code? That's my question I have, being in the middle.
You got some comments over here. I don't know if y'all can see them. We streamed to, I don't know. I know I streamed to 8 different places. Demetra streams to multiple places. So I got a comment from my good friend Dennis Glenn. He say, what's wrong with upgrading? Nothing is wrong with upgrading. There is nothing wrong with upgrading. But don't lie on my motherfucking people for your upgrades. That's how I feel. One, I ain't going there again because you don't practice group economics. Now, I got Miss Pro Black in the building with me. She stresses group economics. I'm not going to a building where 98% of your goddamn staff is not African American. Why you can't hire black people?
I'm just gonna keep it real, and it sounds like there's some hidden agendas going on here, because I never heard about the Turkey Leg Hut not having black people working there until they imposed the dress code. And so now we want to let me finish. We want to compile a bunch of stuff on the fact that they're asking people stop coming in here dressed any kind of way. If you're in doubt, say self. Let me act like I'm going to the white folks restaurant and act accordingly. But it's always our stuff where we want to, well, why you, and then you wasn't, and all that. Just put some motherfucking clothes on. Like, why? This is why. This is partially why we as black people can't progress, because we arguing over stupid shit. You should be putting clothes on when you walk out the door anyway. Why is this a big deal? And Gary, you say you're taking your bullhorn out there?
Goddamn right.
Did you taken it to them Asians that be whooping up on black women?
You just got to Houston. I ain't scared of Asian, a Latino, a gay, nobody. All them bitches can get it.
Okay, but so what are you going
all of them can get it. And all of them got it.
So what's the purpose? What's the point?
The purpose is what I said. If that rule does not apply to the celebrities that come there, I will have a problem with it.
Okay, and y'all acting like celebrities don't get preferential treatment wherever they go. Y'all act like the Turkey Leg invented letting celebrities come in. I mean, come on, man. Name me one place that's made a celebrity stand in the back of a long 3 to 4 hour line. They're not doing anything unique. They didn't invent that. And part of what they said, now I don't know. My daughter has been to the Turkey Leg Hut. I've only passed by it a few times. Now, part of what they said it applies to celebrities as well. But I just don't see all of this rah-rah behind taking them to task when we as black people got so many other things we could be doing. And I'm sorry. As long as those Asians are standing, the Hispanics and the Indians and the Arabs, and they do fuck shit to our people in our neighborhoods, I don't want to hear shit about the Turkey Leg Hut until we organize on those people. Then I might be able to listen. But Dr. Claude Anderson said that. He says black people are actually good at boycotting. We boycott our own businesses all the time, but yet we let those other people ride. Make it make sense? And then we hear about infidelity. I mean, come on, man. Really? Is this factual? And if it is, what is that got to do with us?
Let's get something straight. If anybody got a problem with anything I said on this show tonight, sue me. I get discovery. Because before I open my mouth, I go get the goddamn evidence. So, I mean, how many patrons done had a fight in that motherfucker?
Can I ask
we won't talk about that.
Well,
we won't talk about that. I bet we done had more owner fights than patron fights.
How many times have you seen people fighting in McDonald's, Taco Bell?
Well, they've never fought at the Turkey Leg Hut.
You said they never have?
What patron did it?
I mean, I don't know. You're the one that brought it up, so I'm asking you, was there a fight or not?
You have every right to have your opinion, and I get it, and what Dr. Claude Anderson said is true, but Dr. Claude ain't standing no motherfucking line for 3 hours, dressed appropriately, and they got to be scrutinized because of some other shit that's going on.
And in all fairness, Gary, that video you posted was a wintertime video. Most people ain't having no hot girl summer in the smack dab of winter. Because I'm saying, I like the facts too, and listen, your girl here is good at research, but let's make it applicable, if you will, right? Now we know ain't nobody going outside when it's cold like that naked. Most people gonna have on some clothes, but to say that because you put up a couple of videos of people with clothes on, that's not absolute. Like I said, I know somebody who went in there and seen what they have talked about.
That wasn't a couple of people. That was hundreds of people. That came off of their Facebook page that they shoot those videos with. And as far as being cold, welcome to Houston, because they twerk and dress naked in the cold here, baby. You can see raw naked ass at 20 degrees.
So have you gone onto their comment section and seen a lot of people say they've seen it? There's one lady on there says, I couldn't even refer people there because the attire was so bad, and I didn't want to take my child because when the last time I went, I saw people dressed horribly. So there's a lot of people saying they saw those things. So are they lying as well?
Well, first of all, if they lying or not, it shouldn't have been allowed from day one. You created this problem by allowing it. And now it got you saying it's getting out of hand. But the truth of the matter is, and I am factual, it ain't got shit to do with no goddamn dress code.
So again, that's compiling issues on top of another. If they're asking people to come in there dressed appropriately, finally, like, do they not get to evolve? Do they not get to change their mind and say, you know what? We've been allowing lackluster dress habits come in here, and we now want people to act according. Like, are they not allowed to do that? And why can't
I said earlier that they are allowed to do whatever they want, and I'm not telling anybody not to go there. But I'm gonna ask you and Donovan. I got on a t-shirt and I got on sweatpants. Is that appropriate?
I think it is if you're just going to go pick up some food, or if you're going to a basic restaurant.
I want to go sit down in there and I want to eat. Would that be appropriate?
I think it's appropriate.
Or what you have on and their dress code, I don't see an issue with what you have on.
Exactly, and it wasn't an issue when I went to Fogo de Chao and they valet parked my car and I sat in this room with multi-millionaires in sweats and a t-shirt. So what I'm saying is they have every right to do whatever they want with their business. Whether they want to charge people to park or charge you to make a reservation, that's their business. If you choose to spend your money that way, then so be it. But I am here. I am a third ward resident. I watched this place get open from the other place. It was never an issue until now. So the question is why? For the average intelligent black person, is because they've been dressing the wrong way. But for the average motherfucker that ain't what it's about.
You know what? I smell bullshit. I'm just keeping it real with you.
Me too.
I'm saying I smell bullshit on people trying to make it something more than the dress code. And like I said, if they have an infidelity issue, that ain't nobody's business. That's their business. Just like when Bill Clinton was doing his thing, everybody tried to make it about something else. Really, that was between him and Hillary.
Wait a minute. Let me chime in here. For all of this to be an issue, how good is the turkey leg hut? I'm from California, so I don't know.
I've eaten one of their turkey legs without anything on it. I didn't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't eat a lot of turkey, so that's why I don't go there. So, I mean, from what I ate, it was a good turkey leg. So I'm not finna sit here and say, oh, the food is bad. No, because I haven't eaten the food. But the turkey leg that I ate on that particular day was a good turkey leg. And when I was there, the line was not as wrapped around the corner, but you had a nice line. But I didn't see anybody that was dressed inappropriately. If you running a restaurant and you got hookers, you smoking that shit, who you think coming there? If you open till 4 a.m, this is after regular clubs close. Who you think coming there? And I don't think the policy is going to be fair with celebrities because they're going to get preferential treatment, but yet they ass only come there once or twice a year.
Yeah. You know, I'm looking in the comments, and there was, like I said, I'm not from Houston, so a lot of people that watch the show are from Houston. And Secret Garden Estate says, I think the daiquiri shop, I guess, sells alcohol attached to the turkey's hut, sends mixed messages to young people. Young people look at it as a nightclub to meet and greet. So could that be a possible problem to where it's like, well, if everybody hangs out there after hours, I mean, could that be a problem? I don't know.
I mean, like, again, I hear what you're saying about the alcohol, but they serve alcohol everywhere. You don't show up everywhere looking any kind of way. But like,
you serve alcohol everywhere in the state of Texas before September 1st, but not standing in a line waiting for you to get in the building. That is a violation of state law. So, and these local officials have turned their eyes to the violation of state law.
Oh, come on, man, please. White folks, Asian people, they all violate the law. I guarantee you right now, I take my black ass to a store that's owned by Asians and Arabs in the third ward. They got rotten, outdated food, and not nan Negro has organized on those people. But all of a sudden, we got to find all of these things wrong with the turkey leg hunt. Let me tell you something. Those people didn't get naked after they drank the daiquiri. They came naked and then got the daiquiri. So we can blame alcohol.
Either run a restaurant or stop running a strip club.
They not running a strip club.
Wait. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna cut you off. To Darius Robbins, he says, I used to work there 2 years ago at the other building. I literally saw women up there dressed any kind of way, and not one of the managers or owners said anything, just saying. But now all of a sudden it's a problem. Like it's other things going on behind the scenes no one knows about. I just don't believe it's about a dress code.
That's my point exactly. It's not about a fucking dress code. But now you got the whole country thinking that African Americans, because that's who it's geared towards, we don't know how to dress when we go eat in the city of Houston. And that's bullshit.
Monique called it out twice. Okay? So clearly, some of us do have an issue with proper attire and the proper state of being when it comes out in public. Y'all acting like these people lying. And so what? They used to let them get away with it.
They are lying.
Let's deal with the now. They want people to be appropriate in their establishment. Why are we bucking so hard against that? I'm confused.
I don't think that I'm bucking against it. I've said that they have every right to change their stuff the way that they want. It's not my establishment. I don't own the place. I can't tell you what to charge, but I'm saying it, and I don't care who gets mad. I'm not paying $30 for a $5 turkey leg. I don't give a fuck if the Queen of England made that motherfucker.
Well, from what I understand, it's not $30. It's $17, $19, whatever the case is. But even if it was $100, again, we go to them folks' restaurants and we pay them, we don't even, is that all? And then we'll post the damn receipt on Facebook and all of that. And I want to say this, I'm from California and we pay to park everywhere. If you were in New York, you pay to park everywhere. So paying for parking is not rare. I don't like when you go out to eat, the tip is part of it. The parking or valet is part of it. And of course, paying for your food is part of it. It's part of the whole experience. Like they're not doing anything that's rare and unheard of. None of it.
Well, I've been in Houston all my life, and I ain't never paid to park at a restaurant. And I'm talking about 5, 6-star restaurants I don't pay to park at. But that's their business. If that's how they do it, then that's how they do it. If they make their money that way, then so be it. I don't go to very many clubs. I go to one. And that's fine with me. And when I go, I pay what I need to pay. That is not the issue. My man just made a comment. He worked there. You seen people dressed like that. It wasn't an issue when you was trying to get the lines wrapped around the corner. And now that you have them wrapped around the corner, you gonna shit on the people that made you? And contrary to popular opinion, it's the everyday Joe that's standing in that goddamn line. Them college students, them people from the area, the people that come from out of town, that constantly come there, that made that restaurant. Not them goddamn celebrities who show up twice a year.
You know, I'm deep diving into the comments, and we got some great comments in there. Blasian 187 says, I was a GM at a restaurant. We didn't have an issue with dress codes until after 11 p.m. when the DJ shows up. So now we, a club, acting like a bar disguised as a restaurant.
Again, it's only us. It's only us that have a problem when somebody wants to impose some rules. But I agree. They should have imposed those rules from the beginning because, you know, Negroes, they hate correction. Hate correction. Don't want nobody to say nothing to them. But like I said, I'm going to stand on it. None of y'all going to them white people restaurant doing any of that stuff you doing and trying to do in black people restaurants. You ain't twerking. You ain't coming in with shower caps. You ain't coming in with your ass cheeks hanging out. You're not doing none of that in them white folk restaurant at all. And like I said, you know, people talking about, oh, the turkey leg is too expensive and all of that is part of the experience. But y'all go to the white folks restaurant and pay hundreds of dollars for little bitty portions of food. And y'all don't cry about that. But y'all want the black man and you sell turkey legs for $3? I'm confused.
Well, you know what? A lot of folks are saying something that I got listening to both of you guys and hearing both sides because you both got valid points. They're saying facts, gentrification. I got a funny feeling them people's done offered the owners a grip for the property, and this story was made up to have an excuse to sell. Jalen says if the people that made them want to still come, they'll adjust accordingly. Put on decent shirt and pull up your pants. What's the problem? I mean, so, you know, there's valid points, but okay, looking at what the video that the 5-star showed, if this turkey leg hut makes that kind of money, and I'm a white person and I see that and the community is being slowly gentrified, wouldn't I want to make them an offer that they can't refuse? Could that be a serious possibility? That they're being leveraged against the white folks to make them sell or to really kind of change the business a little bit?
That could be it. I mean, they've been having problems with the white neighbors since, you know, they got in there, which I thought was totally unfair. You know, and I spoke on it. I thought it was totally unfair. You don't bother nobody else on that strip. They got other restaurants on that strip. You don't bother them. But I think it was the size of the crowd. And, you know, when there's too many Negroes in one spot, white folk get nervous. They get nervous. You see what I'm saying? But my thing is, and Demetri alluded to it when in an earlier comment, it should have started from day one. If it started from day one and they make this adjustment, if they put that dress code in place, look, this is a family establishment. You cannot dress this way. You got to respect that. But when all you've been playing for the last year and a half is pussy popping music on the patio, what you think a pussy popper gonna do? They gonna pop that motherfucker wide open. Don't complain about the pussy popping now. You should have never given them incentive to do it in the first place. You know some of these motherfuckers can't hold themselves. When that song come on, I got some hoes in this house, I got some hoes in this. All of a sudden, everything get to jumping. But now it's a problem. I call bullshit.
So I'm assuming we're talking about monkeys, some invalids, people who don't have a brain. That's who it sounds like you're talking about.
They twerk in wheelchairs.
But listen, even with people in wheelchairs got some sense. It sounds like you talking about people whose minds are completely booted and gone.
But let me didn't have sense.
Hold on, wait, let me ask you this.
Owners didn't have common sense.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Why do fully grown people have to be told not to go to somebody's establishment like that in the first place? Why do you need to be told that? To me, it's common sense.
Because
why do I gotta correct you in the first place?
Because the people that invested their money and started the business allowed it to happen.
Again, if I didn't tell you not to do that, should I have to tell grown people to come dressed appropriately? Should I have to tell you to do that?
My question would be, we're on opposite sides of the spectrum tonight, and I'm going to ask Donovan. If I cut the sleeves off my shirt, would that be appropriate to go in there? If I cut the sleeves off, you know how you cut your sleeves off?
Yes.
Do you think that would be appropriate for me to go in there?
Yes,
Probably
but in some
not.
yes. By my standards, it would be, but some people would say that would be athletic gear at that point because now you're showing your armpits. And
So,
you're in a restaurant.
Demetria, would it be appropriate if I cut my sleeves off and went in there?
Probably not. But what's your point?
My point is, tell the owner don't do the same shit. Then he walked around with his sleeves cut off.
First of all, the operative word is owner. That's my goddamn restaurant.
He's black, and you're gonna cater to the black owner. I get it, but if you set the standard as an owner, then nobody else will come in.
Listen, if you don't like what I'm doing in my house, then stay your ass out my house.
And that's why I stay my ass out their house.
As my mama used to say, I pay the cost to be the boss. And if you don't like what I'm doing or what I'm asking you to do in my house, and let's see, I can run around my house asshole naked all I want to, but you can't do it. Why? Because it's my house. But again,
my house, and I live here.
That's
it's
right.
My house.
That's right.
Let me read Pamela. Let me read Pamela's Hawkins. See, because y'all can't see it. Maybe you can. Like I said, he wants something else to be mad about. He has no point nor a restaurant. Let's get something straight, little lady. They ain't got a motherfucking thing in that restaurant that I can't cook at my house. I was an offshore catering manager for 12 years. So if I don't have bread in this motherfucker, I got the means to make it myself. It has nothing to do with me owning a restaurant. I don't want to own a restaurant. So what you need to do is get your coins together, because you may need to save up to do that and go and visit. If I choose not to go there, then I choose not to go. That don't mean that I'm waiting on Tuesdays to get 2 pieces of chicken from Popeyes. I'm a 300-pound motherfucker, and I ain't get this weight from eating peanuts. I eat anywhere I choose to eat. That's what it boils down to. But right is right and wrong is wrong.
Claude Foster, he brought up a good point. Had the same problem with parents at Madison High School. They had to write a letter, at Madison High School. So is that something that is particular to Houston itself? Maybe the people are just more freewheeling in Houston. Is that maybe the issue?
No, I think Madison High School turkey-led her 2 different issues. You know what I'm saying? So at Madison High School, I said what I said, and I'll say it again. You got a problem with parents just showing up. So if one of them got off of work that morning and had a bonnet on their head, what's the fucking problem? What you need to worry about at Madison High School is all them goddamn state and federal violations. We don't even want to talk about that. That's not what we're talking about tonight. But I think it's 2 different things. But I also know in my heart, and we got people on here that say they worked there. If you wanted to do that, set the standard from day one.
I want to do it now. I want to do it now. Even though I didn't do it in the beginning, I want to do it now. And y'all, if you want to come in my restaurant, need to abide by that. And I'm glad they're not wavering. I'm glad they're not allowing people to come in there any old kind of way. Just like the guy in Dallas when they thought they should twerk their ass all over the restaurant, into tables and the chairs and the walls. And he had to come unglued for them to get the point. And then people's like, well, he shouldn't be talking to them like that. He didn't have to cuss at him. And it's like, but why should I even have to say those things to you? You're grown. You should know better. So what they didn't enforce that at the beginning? Maybe they didn't feel they needed to. Maybe they felt like, well, we're going to treat people like adults, because the other side of that is, if they did do a dress code, people would have been mad. Wow, we got the, they know they targeting us. That sounds like they talking about black people. So they damned if they did and damned if they're doing it now. But I'm glad that they are saying, put some clothes on and be decent when you come into our establishment. Period.
Jules Davies says, and I'm just gonna she says, I don't have a problem dressing in appropriate dress attire wherever I go. However, knowing the location and the type of folks it's going to draw in, it should have been addressed from day one. I've never been, but I've seen folks dressed on social media like that, and it has never been a problem. So is it that it's getting out of hand, or it's about their personal life spilling into their business? Separate the two and get the business under control. Change is good, but don't address it and then it cut off right there. So wait a minute. A lot of people that have worked there or have been to the Turkey Leg Hut and kind of are, I guess, regulars, are kind of alluding that there might be a little problem with maybe the manager getting side benefits from some of the customers or something. There's something going on behind the scenes.
So what? That's bullshit, and it's mud. It's mudslinging, and it's none of our business if they are. Like, why are we conflating the two? That's not our business who they're sleeping with. That sounds like they have a problem that they need to resolve, but to try to bring all of their personal business into them saying, dress like you got some sense. And let's just say, and I don't know none of them, but let's say the husband is getting him a little, chicken wing on the side, and his wife now wants the ladies to come in there dressed appropriately. What's wrong with that? Lessen the temptation if your dude got an issue with straying. What's the problem?
Right, but I think what a lot of people are alleging to is that could that be the reason to the change in the dress code because of the?
Why do we care? Why do we care? Why do we as people need to? Well, I just need to know why you changed it. It's because I said why. I said, come in my restaurant with some clothes on. I don't need to explain it to you past what I've explained it to you. Now, if you got an issue, don't come here. Go to the strip club or wherever you need to go. And matter of fact, try to go to Morton's or any of those high-end white people restaurants with all your bullshit and see if you get in there. And you ain't going to be complaining about that, but you want to do it to the black man. Again, like I said, make it make sense.
I already said what I said. I'm a black man. I love to eat. I'm a connoisseur of nice restaurants. It's not where I go, and I don't care. But at the end of the day, I think this is what everybody want me to say that seem to have a problem. The same niggas that made you gonna be the same niggas that break you. Look at me. I need y'all out there to look at me.
But why would you want to be interested in breaking?
No. The same niggas that make you is the same niggas that's gonna break you. So you're not shitting on me. Nothing you're doing affects me on a daily basis because I don't go there. But the ones that do go there may be offended enough to where they say, fuck it. Oh, well, the lions were wrapped around the corner. It's 4th of July weekend. You know niggas do pagan holidays. But on a regular day, what happens if them good black people say, fuck it, enough is enough?
Can I ask you a serious question?
You can ask me whatever you want.
Who, and Donna, if you can chime in, y'all, in the comment section, who makes the Asians? Who makes the Arabs? Who makes the white people? Who makes them?
In my district, I do.
I'm talking about as people.
That's right.
Black people. Right. Black people make them?
Right.
Do black people make them?
Nope, not at all.
Yes, we do. Black people make sure that Asians and Arabs and Indians and all them set up in our communities.
Oh, you make them successful. Yeah, that's us. That's us.
Why we ain't broke them yet? Why we ain't broke them yet?
Well, I don't know why we ain't broke them, but ain't a dollar out my pocket been spent in nothing but a black-owned restaurant. I don't fuck with them people because one, I got little league football teams in the areas where there are Asian stores, Asian beauty supplies. They don't support our children, so I don't support their businesses. I don't eat Mexican food. I don't eat Arab food. So that it's a lot of people that's just like me. But at the end of the day, most black business owners, a lot of them, not a small majority, let's put it like that, y'all on some fuck shit. And everybody want us to keep supporting fuck shit. Whether the service is garbage.
All the time with the other restaurant and other people's business. We support it all the time. Matter of fact, to the tune of 97% of our income supports them. So why we got a problem with the black people now?
Well, here's my thing. You support them. I don't. On this show, I don't. You can't loop me in with it. When I'm in Minneapolis, I eat black owned.
Wouldn't it be more beneficial if all three of us and people in the comment section spent this hour talking about organizing on the people who take our money out of their neighbor, out of the community and better themselves and don't give back? And in fact, they harm black people. Wouldn't that have been more beneficial than sitting up here talking about organizing on a black restaurant?
No, because we talk about current issues, and that's a current issue. And we've talked about that before. We always do.
Yeah, we have
to disagree on this one.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, me personally, I'm not for organizing and shutting down no black business, really, because they're asking people to come in there like they got some sense. And if we gonna make, the turkey leg hut, and then we talking about we gonna break them, then take that energy to those other people, break their asses, and then we can have a conversation. But until then, I can't get on board with that.
Okay. Yeah, Secret Garden Estate says, if they had a DJ playing R&B and rap music, they are at fault for creating a club environment. Sound like the Turkey Hut needs to change their music to smooth jazz. Problem solved. What do you guys think?
It sounds like we're talking about a bunch of invalid apes. And even apes have reasoning skills. We act like we talking about pet rocks that don't have a mind. Like they just go where the wind blows. Okay, some twerking music came on. Me drop my ass.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me cut you off right there. Demetra, are you not that far off what you just said? Because that's what it seems like black people are. The Walking Dead. Just keep going over here and keep going over there.
I mean, that's what I'm hearing in the comment section. Well, if they need to play some jazz music and then people would act accordingly. No, you should act that way regardless of what they play. I mean, are you in control or is the music in control?
I say this here. If I want the atmosphere with food, with nice dining and music, I take my ass to Phil and Derek's. But I know when I walk through the door how I gotta be dressed. And a lot of days I just like to dress down. So, no, I'm not gonna wear my sweats and my t-shirt to Phil and Derek's. I'm gonna put me some slacks on, a nice polo shirt, because I know what it is. But when you set the standard, how the fuck you gonna keep complaining about the shit? But it ain't really what you really complaining about. That's all I'm saying, if that makes sense.
I mean, again, I could change my mind. I don't want that in my restaurant anymore, please. And they were nice about it. Come dressed appropriately.
And I totally agree. So when you created the club environment, just listen to me. When you created the club environment, you better understand how fast these clubs get shut down, because they'll find somewhere else to go. You created that environment. So now you're going to take it away from them because whatever the reason, because you want to upgrade and you have every right. But guess what? That's why a lot of black businesses in that arena end up getting shut down, because now you want to change. That's like starting off. See, me, I don't like to go to the club, Donovan and Demetra, where the youngsters hang out. So I go to Club Dreams. When that music switch about 9 o'clock and it go from Frankie Beverly and Mays to Nicki Minaj, I'm in the fucking car. I don't even want to be there when that shit pop off. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be around it. But these folks got to learn that when you start catering to a certain audience and then you change it, there's a possibility it may not work in your favor.
I'm going to just say this. This would be a lesson for anybody out there. Stop trying to cater to niggas. Stop trying to cater to niggas that don't have no sense and that are above correction. And in all fairness, I went to the club when I was younger. I didn't dress like that. I did. I had on some clothes. So we keep calling that club wear. I mean, per that picture, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been in a club in years, so I could be wrong on that. But I mean, it's a restaurant. Put some clothes on. It shouldn't really be that hard. Like, this is a national discussion. Check this out. This is a national discussion about Black people not wanting to put some goddamn clothes on in public. This is a national discussion. We ain't talking about group economics. We're not talking about organizing and, getting something for our vote. We're talking about Negroes not wanting to put clothes on nationally. That's a problem.
Well, I applaud your comment. I don't agree with it. That they need to stop catering to Negroes. Well, I'm going to jump on the side of the Negroes. Nigga, stop spending your money with these shady-ass business owners. Stop spending your money with a motherfucker that don't value you as a customer. Whether they Black, white, Asian, or whatever. Fuck them and don't spend no money with them.
So they don't value them because they're asking them to come with some clothes on?
You can't twist my narrative.
I'm asking you.
I rebutted your comment.
Well, let me say this. This is the problem that we have, especially if you're a young person listening to this show or you're a parent that has a young person. This is what happens when there are no standards that are set. There's got to be a standard. That's why the Sha'Carri Richardson thing. Oh, yeah, they should let her run. It doesn't matter. Drugs don't matter. Whatever. There's a standard. There's a set of rules. And I sometimes wonder, where have we as Black people gone? I know people got tattoos. You want to show them off and all this other stuff. And, I'm here in California where we have Hollywood. You go down there, you see people almost in G-strings walking around with almost nothing going for them. But when did we as a people just forgot the standards altogether? And, some of you ladies out there that have daughters, you see how your daughters are leaving the house and you say nothing. Some of you fathers that see your daughters leave, you say nothing. There's some of you fathers that see your sons leave, you say nothing. Some of you mothers, the son's pants, and if they're sagging, that's what they're going to do. But where's the standard? When did we lose the standard? That's what I want to know.
And let me answer this really quick. I see somebody keep saying something about, what about Walmart? What the people going there dressed like that at Walmart. Do they dress like that at Target? You don't ever hear a problem with people dressed like that in Target. You know why? Because they put your ass out there trying to go in there dressed the way you doing at the turkey leg hut and all up at the airport. But see, you got sense enough not to go up in the Target like that, but you go up in the Walmart like that. You go up into the turkey leg hut like that, but you ain't going up in the Mortons like that. So that tells me you got some sense when you won't have some sense. But when it come to our people, y'all want us to just accept any old thing because we Black. No.
I want to answer Pamela Hawkins. I'm an angry Black man. Sure am. Let's get something straight. I know fuck shit when I see it. And trust me, I'm really being nice tonight. I know fuck shit when I see it. See, I'm going to tell you something. I always tell people, don't throw a punch at me. If you in business or you a politician, don't throw a punch at me. Because I got more than enough ammo. A second now. Yeah, there we go. We came back up where it went off. I got more than enough ammo. Man, ain't nobody, these people ain't even on my fucking radar. People know what I do on a daily basis. You don't see me over there protesting them people. You don't see me saying nothing about their business. But I'm an angry Black man. No, you're an unintelligent Black woman. Oh, so now y'all gonna get mad? No, let me check here. Before you throw a rock at me, be careful, because I'm a vindictive son of a bitch. And it's things that I know that you will never know. And that's why I don't have a problem we go into any restaurant. I've never been put out of a restaurant because of how I was dressed. The only thing I'm saying, you can't have a restaurant, then create a club atmosphere, and then come back and act like it's a problem how people dress. You know these motherfuckers wear anything to the club, but you created that problem. Now control your monster. And hopefully everybody continues to go and eat, have fun, because that's their place to go. In the city of Houston, I go to the Stuffed Baked Potato Factory. That's where I eat at if I want a restaurant. Or I'm going to find me something black owned. This is it restaurant. And I'm going to eat there. I never have an issue when I go in because they set the standards from day one.
Dimitri, Tyler, how you doing? I like your comment. You say businesses start, businesses grow, and businesses upgrade. And Jamarcus, and I've seen a couple people talk about people waiting in line 2 to 3 hours. That's for a popular restaurant. That's normal. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Los Angeles off of Gower Street. You waiting?
All 4 restaurants. All 4 of them.
And you're not leaving. You're gonna wait 2 or 3 hours until you get in there. So that's like, again, we're not talking. They're not doing anything abnormal that a lot of other restaurants are doing. There's some restaurants you can't get in unless you make a reservation months out in advance. And so we're not like you. They didn't reinvent the wheel here.
Yeah, I like Jalen's comment. She says these people are okay with standing in line for 3 hours, but get pissed off about not wearing their bonnet. So.
I mean, some restaurants you go to, you got a waiting list. Goddamn it, I'm in Tulsa, and they had a waiting list for the goddamn Cracker Barrel restaurant. So I would sit in the car with the little thing, the little shit that go off, and I was just sitting in my car. You don't hear me whining and complaining about no line, because if you choose to stand in that line, that's your business. If that's the way it work over there, if you want to stand in that line, then that's your business. But for me, I'm not going to do it. I won't do it for health reasons, because I've been dehydrated in that fucking sun. That ain't got nothing to do with them. That would be all on me. You see what I'm saying? But it's just certain things that I'm not going to do. I mean, we set the standard. Dimitri, you old school. Donovan, you old school. We know the rules before we go to a Frankie Beverly and Mays concert. You know goddamn well you got to be suited and booted. But if you take your ass to a Nicki Minaj concert, then all of a sudden they got a dress code at the motherfucking door. How the fuck? Hold on, dude. Set the standard from day one and none of this shit would be going on.
So did they create that atmosphere? Did yes. So they told people to come dress like that to their restaurant?
They didn't have a problem with it.
Did they tell people to do it though?
They didn't have a problem with it.
Did they tell people to come?
They didn't have a problem with it.
Okay, so I'm gonna take that as a no. They didn't.
You can take it as what you want. They didn't have a problem with it.
They did not create that atmosphere. Now
they allowed it to exist.
They accepted it, but they didn't create it. So we keep saying, or y'all keep saying that was an environment that they created. That's not something they created. But again, why do you need to tell grown people to come dressed accordingly? And Deanna, how you doing? You say, but we admit that fashion at club wear had drastically changed in the last few years. Half of that shit isn't acceptable to wear anywhere but Instagram. It would make sense for them to address it now opposed to before. So to her point, I mean, attire has changed. And that's kind of what I was saying too. I mean, club wear, I mean, I never saw stuff like that when I went to the club. Did I see girls dress risque? Yeah, but never like some of the stuff we seeing now. But I think if you go to the turkey leg hut and it doesn't say club, how are you getting the signals crossed?
The banging music, the DJ.
I just think black people are ignorant. They can just come into your house, do what the fuck they want to do, and you just sit there and watch them, and they supposed to say, well, okay, I need to change my clothes. You the owner of the establishment. You just said it earlier. If they the owner, they set the rules. They didn't set no rules. So now we gonna blame the patrons for what the owner allowed to happen?
Again, Dimitri, I like the way you think. You say they are changing, transformation, their business, nothing in life stays the same. It's called evolution. And in business, You have to reinvent yourself if you want to stay relevant. So let's say it was okay a few years back. It's not okay anymore, and they don't want that in their restaurant, and you guys can't make them want that. And if you do not like it, you don't have to go. Like, they're not making you spend your money there. And it's like we're making it, like I said, it's probably international now. But This is what's going on in the Black community. People not knowing how to dress at the damn turkey leg hut. Like, God damn.
The Pioneer says, what we have to do is decent Black folks must separate themselves from the ratchet and thugs. That alone will improve us and launch us toward progress. What do you think?
I don't know what you mean by ratchet and thug. Let me try this a different way. So what y'all gonna call me when it's election time and I don't want to put a suit on? You gonna call me ghetto? What you gonna call me? Because I don't want to put a suit on and look like what they're supposed to look like. So am I gonna be ghetto? Am I gonna be ratchet? Am I gonna be a thug? You know what I feel about that? I don't give a fuck what you say. I ain't putting one on. And I don't have to. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to. So the thing is, what is ratchet and thug? See, us as Black people, we get the category, putting us in categories. But some of these niggas walking around here with these three-piece suits is more ratchet and ghetto than the nigga with his pants hanging off of him.
And gangster.
I know too many gangsters wear three-piece suits. Let them tell it, they gonna kill everything in the state highs. And they ain't gonna do a motherfucking thing.
Listen, I ain't gonna bite my goddamn tongue. I know exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about people who think that's okay to big up, not wanting to dress accordingly. That is ratchet and thug mentality to argue against being decent. So I agree with him. Wait a minute. Marcus Garvey had the same mentality. Y'all gonna say he was wrong? He said we need to separate and leave some people behind because they don't want to do better. So the Pioneer is right. I don't have a problem with anything he said. He's absolutely right. And like I said to y'all a couple of weeks ago, I'm done trying to talk to the niggas. Black people all day, but the niggas, I'm not going to do it because they don't want to hear. They only want to continue in the thugness and the ratchetness, and they can. That's on them. But he's right.
So I will say this here. Sha'Carri a thug and a gangster, and she ratchet too. She smoked weed when she knew she shouldn't have did it. But I bet you won't call her ratchet because she Black.
She happens to
look. Me and you are on different sides of the line. I didn't interrupt you. You asked me earlier to stop when you were talking. So my thing is this here. Like you, I don't bite my tongue. I say what's on my heart. And I'm not going to take it back. And that's how I feel. So you don't have to talk to the niggas. I will. Because I'm a nigga every day of the fucking week. And I'm more nigga. Y'all, can you see it? That's exactly what it says. Southside nigga. And I got more business sense than a whole bunch of these motherfuckers out here parading around like they the good white, like they the good Black folk. So hey, now I ain't gonna talk down on my people. And it's more niggas that went there and poured their money into that business than them intellectual Black motherfuckers.
I got tattoos too, but they don't say I'm a nigga. It say I'm a queen. I rock an unk on.
You can be whatever you choose to be.
But the point that I'm making is he's right. I mean, that's my opinion. I think that he's right. We need to stop catering to the ratchets, the thugs, and the niggas. We need to start talking to Black people.
And I think that the niggas need to stop spending their money in these shady ass establishments.
That's their prerogative. That's their prerogative if they want to do that. But we waste too much time trying to convince, the ratchets and the thugs and everybody else like that, do your thing. But we spend too much time trying to convince them to be otherwise. And why? Why are we doing that? They're going to come along when they get ready. We need to talk to people who are like mine and who want to move the ball forward. We spent that whole hour and 9 minutes talking about people mad at a goddamn dress code. Why?
Because it's the topic of the day.
I know why why we discuss it, because of the topic. But I'm saying, why is this even a topic? Why is this trending?
Because that's what thoughtism and not speaking up and not raising our kids and just being liberal and letting Democrats tell us, oh, let everything go. This is where we're at as a people being Black. This is where we are at right now. But I want to know this. I got to come see this turkey leg hut. Papa 1472008 says the turkey leg hut is the only restaurant in Houston that requires $100 deposit to eat there. For real?
Now, who said up there tell that damn lie? Why? Why lie? I know people who've eaten there and they did not spend no, like, why? Why freaking lie?
I was about to say.
Here's my thing. If they lying, why don't you call and make a reservation and find out? I'll pay for you to go. You tell me how much your reservation costs.
Do you have to pay $100 per person at Steak 48 minimum?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you
what
do.
I'm saying is, I'm asking you, make you a reservation. Whatever your reservation cost is, I will pay it. They don't do that shit at Steak 48.
Regardless, you still have to spend the minimum. But again, we want our people to like just operate on a shoestring budget and just accept all the niggery and ratchetness. Why? You're not doing that nowhere else. But you want your people to do it.
So if a Black person got a problem paying a deposit for a reservation at a Black-owned restaurant, it's niggatry because they don't do it at a white one?
Yes.
They'll never get 100 out of me.
I mean, I don't that's on you. But again, like I said, I mean, and somebody says they think that's for a group, but that's not rare either. A lot of restaurants make you pay a deposit, especially if it's a high-end restaurant or a restaurant with some sort of a, trendy atmosphere. They make you pay a deposit. So again, what are they doing that other restaurants are not doing? Or is it that you just don't want to pay homage to a Black restaurant, but you will to a white restaurant? Just keep it real. You don't want to give Black people that respect, but you'll do it. Most of y'all on here that's big up in the or mad at the turkey leg hut, y'all pay more respect to Wendy's and McDonald's than you do them, because they not Black.
Donovan?
Well, like I said, I see both sides of it. But again, me as a military man, and a military kid, I'm used to standards. And if you don't have standards, and it's incredible. It's incredible to me how people want to have standards when they know they're supposed to have standards. Now even in the church, you see people coming in there like they're going to the club. I see people going to funerals like they're going to a club. I mean, when did we get away from all of that? Is when we got into this liberalism and all this other stuff. And that's just my opinion about it. But yeah, we really got to stop being afraid to correct these young people and tell them a proper way to do it. Now, if that's
this ain't the time in Houston to try to correct no young person.
Yeah.
Because you may not make it home.
Right, exactly. Now, again, I kind of like like what Monique said. If that's the best you can do, because some people come from certain means, then God bless them. But if we were going in front of the United Nations, or we're going to an award show, how come we know how to? Well, that's even bad now. We can't even go to award shows now. We just need some standards. We just need some standards.
But somebody said, is that the best? That maybe that's the best they can do. Then I can only suggest, can't tell you what to do. Don't spend that money at the turkey leg hut. Go get you some clothes. If that's the best you can do. But if you got money to eat at the turkey leg hut and you naked because you ain't got no money, your priorities are jacked up.
Well, let's not get it twisted. I like to wear sweats, but I ain't nothing but a big old fashioned model, so I can put it all on.
It ain't
I know how to dress, huh?
Yeah, it ain't the clothes that makes the man. It's the man that
Exactly.
makes the clothes, and that's what my mom used to
I
tell me.
know how to dress. I also, because of who I am, people will come, you know, and want to, can I take a picture? I don't like all that when I'm out. I'm just regular Gary Monroe. You see what I'm saying? And some people put me on a different level. No, I'm same old Monroe, grew up in the trade, man. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, I just wonder what people think about when they get lucky, they create this business, not the turkey leg hut, but business owners in general. And then all of a sudden it pops, and then it's blowing out the water, and then all of a sudden you switch the game up. I relate a lot of shit to music, right? Because that's just me. T.I., you were good when you were creating real trap music. When you start trying to go pop and you change the formula, them sales went down. So when you first get into business, like I go to stuffed baked potato, I know what to expect. I know how the people dress. I know how the owner is, know him personally. And I go in there. Nothing has ever changed. And I've watched his business grow in Houston to multiple restaurants, out of state to other restaurants. And if they're growing their business, grow your business. Maybe it might be time for a bigger building. You see what I'm saying? It might be time for a bigger building, but they get the shot call, all that. That's their business, how they do it. And if they making that money, man, make your money, playboy. Just be careful of shitting on the people that help you make it. Final thoughts, Ms. Demetra.
Yeah, my final thoughts is actually something my daughter said. She says when people go to church and they remix worldly songs into gospel songs, they know better not to drop it like it's hot. They know better not to twerk because they in church. And so for us to say, oh, it's because it's the music, that's bullshit. The people are asking you to come in there decent, have some clothes on. We don't want to see all your body parts and all that nonsense. I don't see why that's so hard. And when you leave about the turkey leg hut, go home and get butthole naked if you want to. But when you in there, put some clothes on, just like you would them white folks restaurant. The last thing I'm going to say, I said it before. Don't organize on non-black business until you shut them Asians, those Indians, and those Arabs, and those white people down in your neighborhood that's doing fuck shit to you too.
Final thoughts, Donovan.
Well, you know what? I just want to say this. If you guys are ever in a speech class or you need a speech class or a debate class, this was a classic example of a debate between two different spectrums of a way to look at it. It was. I mean, I saw points over here. I saw points over here. I mean, you guys were coming with it with your own facts, and it was excellent. This is why we are one of the best conversations on the internet. So I got to thank you guys for the great debate. Sorry, I wasn't as good of a moderator because I didn't really have a lot of the knowledge of what was. I was just tripping that the turkey leg hut is that good. So I got to get down there and check that out for myself. But looking at both sides of it, I personally, and reading the comments, I personally believe that there might be some gentrification, strong arming going on, as well as some personal issues with the business owners themselves, from what I'm seeing in the thing. And and that happens in life, and it happens in just business in general. But when a rule is changed, we adapt. When 9/11 happened, we adapt. When Walmart started asking for those receipts, we adapt. When the police ask you for your ID, even though we did not create a crime and he can't articulate a crime, you give them your damn ID, which you're not supposed to, but you do it. We just have to adapt to the establishment's rules. And of course, this was a free country. If you don't like the new rules, just stay your ass out of the business.
Well, I say this here, man. It's called a war zone for a reason. We go at it some nights, but it's all love. She's entitled to her opinion. Donovan's entitled to his, and I'm entitled to mine. So some nights we ain't gonna line up together. Some nights it's all three of us going at the same subject, but we leave it right there. I will say this here, and I know they're probably watching. Pimp C did not want to do big pimping for a reason. He didn't want to do it with Jay-Z. And he kept telling Bun, it's because we built a certain audience. And if we do this, this may not work out the way that it needs to work out. I don't want to lose my target audience. And even though they did big pimping, that formula never changed. Brad Jordan's formula never changed. That's why Brad can't get a verses right now, because ain't nobody got enough material to go at him. But his formula never changed. If it ain't broke, you don't fix it. That's what I've always been taught. Demetrius' father taught us something. Donovan's mom taught him something. My daddy say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Man, Lynn and Nakia, if I'm saying her name right, get your money. Get your money. And I tell you the one thing I know in my heart, y'all, and I would never do it because I promised my mama on her deathbed I was out of them streets. But because I never disrespected my clientele, if I fell off my feet, I could go right back to that goddamn game. Because I respected them no matter if they bought a key or no matter if they bought one rock, I treated them all the same. And that's what it is. So, you know, we gonna battle some nights, man. Say, man, it's a reason we the best in the building, man. You can't get it no better than this. Say, man, you got the pro-black woman, the recovering Democrat, and the crazy-ass motherfucking Republican. It is what it is, man. I want to thank my good friend Donovan Sadiq, the Queen, Demetria K. And I am the 5-star general. Y'all get a break in Houston. My flight leave in the morning at 10 o'clock. How long I'm going to be gone? I ain't telling you. Because I'm going to sneak back in and I'm going to cause some good trouble. It's going down until tomorrow night. We'll holler at y'all, baby.